tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into AfterBuzz. I am here doing a spotlight on as your host, Courtney Henderson, and I have the very lovely Dorothy Wang with me today.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
She is, as I'm sure you all know already, one of the stars, if not the star, of Rich Kids of Beverly Hills. Second season, we have a finale.
On Sunday. I can't believe it's almost over.
I know, I can't either. I feel like second season went by so much faster.
It went by really quickly, too, I feel like, for me.
So, well, let's just kind of dig right in. I have been waiting to meet with you for, I feel like, months, because you tweeted a long time ago about...
I was supposed to come. I was scheduled to come.
I can't even think. Oh, Real Housewives of New York.
Oh, the Real Housewives of New York after thing.
Yes.
I remember we're supposed to do that and talk about it, and I had so many opinions on Ramona and Kristen and all the champagne glass throwing and everything. And then I think it was just scheduled. I think that. And then when I was supposed to come, I ended up having to go out of town for something, but I'm happy I'm here.
Filming. Yes, so
I remember
so glad.
I saw all your tweets, like Dorothy, Roxy Morgan, and Johnny came in. I'm coming after you.
It's your turn. Yes, and Brendan and EJ.
Yeah, I'll tell them. I'll tell them tonight.
Good. Anyway, so this is the second season. From my understanding, that you were approached first to do the show. Something about your Tumblr being really popular. And so how does that even happen?
Well, I was just doing my thing on Twitter and Instagram like I have for a while. And for some reason, Rich Kids of Instagram, the Tumblr, they put my photo up on Rich Kids of Instagram. And Rich Kids of Instagram got so much buzz because it was a little taboo and people were like shocked, you know?
Yeah.
So internationally, everyone would look at it and they kept putting my photos up. So then it kind of got the attention of some producers of the network. And so they contacted me and asked if I wanted to do a reality show or if I've ever considered doing a show. And I always joke and I always say, thank God, because I thought I was doing a show for the last 10 years of my life. Like, finally, you're going to bring a camera now. So then from there, I said, yeah, of course I want, I'm interested. And they said, well, can you think of, who are your friends? And I mentioned Morgan. They're like, oh, my God, she sounds amazing. Yeah. I was like, yeah, the two of us together. Everyone always says we're hilarious. Everyone says that, you guys are should be on a show. Yeah. So, and then from there we just brought in our real life friends. They met everyone and it just went straight from there. And so, and it wasn't, and I feel like everyone now is saying, oh, I was casted to be on. No, there was not an open casting. The people that, it's a very small group of people that were involved in the show from the beginning, and it was all of us from the beginning. So I feel like now there's a lot of people. It's the cool thing to say now that, they asked me to audition for the Rich Kids. I'm like, no, you didn't.
And I decided not to do it.
Yeah, I'm like, no, that's not true. And also, a little known fact is that the show was not called Rich Kids of Beverly Hills. There was no title. It was we had sold a show. From after the pilot, we sold a show to E! And it was untitled. There was a lot of, at first it was the Dorothy and Morgan project, then it was maybe going to be Growing Up Beverly Hills or Growing Up 90210, blah, blah, blah. And then they dropped the bomb and went, it's going to be called Rich Kids of Beverly Hills. And we're like, what? We're like, that's a little abrupt, right? And we literally froze up and and I think it made us a little bit uncomfortable at first, but, we just had to embrace it. And then I just kind of took it on as a mission to just kind of, showcase our lives in a way that it kind of takes a stigma away from being a rich kid. They can see different sides of us and that it's not just being rich, I guess. It's not really all just about money.
Right. Well, and I think this last episode we saw of the show, and being in Wyoming, you know, for the last two, I feel like that did exactly that. You definitely see this other side of you. And I felt like I was most surprised by you because you were, down there ready to pitch the tent and just excited and just kind of I don't know. I just like Brendan's like, you guys do it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I'm very enthusiastic about things. I loved going on trips and new adventures. I always just say as long as I'm appropriately dressed, like I'm the situational dresser. So as long as I have my outfit, I had my Timberland boots, I had my camel pack backpack and like my bandana, and I'm ready to conquer. If I have the right outfit, I can kind of take on any situation. But like, yeah, but at the same time, like, it was because I was able to prepare for it. I went to Adventure 16 and I bought everything under the sun that I might have needed there. But, like, yeah, if, like, I think I'm going to a nice dinner and you're going to take me to go camping, yeah, I'm going to be upset and uncomfortable.
Right.
But when I have time to, I was really excited actually to go camping. A lot of people were, like, worried about it, didn't want to go. But I was excited.
And is this the first time you ever camped? Ever?
No, when I was a Girl Scout in elementary school, we used to camp. Also, we used to go camping. Not a lot though. Like I'm not like maybe that's not, like I don't know. Used to go camping like that happened once. In school, I went to Harvard Westlake. They made us do environmental trips or retreats, and so we would have to camp for 5 days or like go sailing down the Colorado River and stuff like that.
Oh, I think my cousin did that.
Yeah,
it was the Harvard Lake is a private school here.
Harvard Westlake, yeah.
Or Harvard Westlake.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one she went to, but
yeah,
one of them, and they did the same things, and it was like they're bonding.
But it's fun. It's one of those things that you'd never get to do any of those things here in LA. Just sit around a fire, make s'mores, go horseback riding, sleep in a tent. You know, it was. I like new adventures. I like also like testing myself and saying like, oh, can I do it? Like I've always wanted to go on Road Rules Real World Challenge just to see.
To see you do that.
Right? No, I've always been like, she's climbing that rope so slowly. Like I can do it, but then I'm like, can I really?
Right.
But yeah.
Well, maybe we have to find another show, and it could be like the rich kids fill in the blank challenge.
Yeah, I felt like for Wyoming, we were on. Remember that show, Filthy Rich Cattle Drive?
Yes.
That was on. I felt like we're doing that.
You're that.
Like that was like.
Now, did you guys go into Jackson Hole at all? Were you
we
close
went
to there?
into the city for a little. We went to the bar. We went to dinner there.
Keep in mind, the city is like a square. It's very small.
The closest Starbucks, I think they said, was 9 miles away.
That sounds about right.
Oh, no, sorry. The closest, it was 9 miles away, and there was no internet anywhere around where we were staying.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but we went, we had the best chicken fried steak.
Yeah.
We had the best cornbread, like a pie, and I love food, and I love that stuff. For breakfast, it was so different. There, for breakfast, they would have, like, biscuits and white gravy and pork sausage. Like I was like, I have not seen this since I was 7 years old.
You're like, none of these things are made in LA.
We all gained so much weight there. I remember we're like, this is great, but we need to go home.
This is not a way to live all the time. Yes, to keep up and stay healthy.
Yeah. And we were acting like we were kind of like storing up for winter. Like we were just eating every day.
Well, winter is coming.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun.
Good.
It was a lot of fun.
And we also saw the necklaces.
Yes.
But it wasn't what you thought it was going to be, the samples.
Yeah. So I've been going back, like I'm very hands-on with everything, and I'm very detail-oriented and a perfectionist, and I had my vision, especially since I'm going to put my name on it. I'm doing this because I want my followers, my fans to have something that they love, that I love too, at an affordable price. They're going to be $28. So I didn't want, I get a lot of tweets about how, I love your style, but I'm not as rich as you. I can't afford the things you wear. And I always mix high and low fashions anyway. So I wanted to, kind of put something out there that everyone can love and you can feel fabulous even on a budget.
Yes. Well, and we have a couple of them here, which they're not the same as the ones that were on the show. I don't know the best way to kind of like show these.
So that one is no filter. So the first three that are coming out, that's what I did earlier too. It's like very HSN. The first ones that are coming out are no filter. So that can kind of apply to either your Instagram aesthetic or if you're opinionated and outspoken. And I have hashtag Fabulux.
You're wearing this one.
Yes, I'm wearing the Fabulux one and the yellow gold.
So do you have a fun employed one?
I'm making that one next. This is the third batch. The second batch. And then I have rich. Oops. You're better at this.
And this is silver. Are they?
And these are silver.
Are they available? These ones gold, this one silver?
Yeah, they're available in all three colors.
Okay.
And I also have a graphite, a darker graphite color too, for if you want to be a little edgier. So I have a lot of colors and options. I'm starting off with these three, but I definitely am working on the next batch. Fun employed. I'm going to do a Woman Crush Wednesday one for boys to buy their girlfriends or girls that they like. And
Adam, are you watching? Just a little shout out to my boyfriend. She's making new necklaces.
And I'm going to make ones for Christmas too. for holiday season.
And so are they all going to be kind of a hashtag?
Yeah, I think for right now, they're all going to be a hashtag. I might, change up the styles a little bit, but for right now, they're all going to be a hashtag.
I love it. And these actually all look like they can be layered really well.
Yeah, and also the necklace chain is adjustable, 15 to 17 inches. So you kind of adjust it so you can also stack them and wear them at different lengths and stuff.
All together.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So if you're feeling more than one hashtag at a time.
You can be no filtered and fabulous.
Exactly.
Yes. And when are these going to be available?
They're going to be available on my website, which is launching on Sunday right after the show, DorothyWang.com. Yes. So on the show, on the finale episode, you actually see the big unveiling of my necklaces. So I guess you actually get to see them here first. Only here
at AfterBuzz.
At AfterBuzz TV. And yeah, you see kind of the finished product, and you see me showing them to my friends and my mom, who's also a very harsh critic.
And what did Mom think?
Mom actually liked them.
So proud.
I was surprised because she doesn't really do like costume jewelry. So no, she liked them. And she was wearing fabulous. I'm like, do you even know what that means? She's like, I don't know. I love it.
Like, it's in support of my daughter and I love her and I'm proud of her.
Yeah.
But this isn't the first kind of business thing you've done, because we know you said that you use the money from selling a home to finance this new venture and all these necklaces.
Yeah.
So how is that? Are you still working in real estate?
I have my license still, but I used to work at the agency, but I'm just gonna admit that I was not very good because I didn't really have a lot of time to dedicate to it, and I didn't want to because I would have a lot of people, customers or a lot of potential clients calling me and wanting me to do things, and I would be like, sorry, I can't today. I have to do this and this. So I still have my license. I'm not actively working, but if the right deal comes along, I just kind of am keeping my license, obviously, for close friends and family.
Right.
If I get a major deal, of course I'm going to make time and take it. But for right now, I just didn't really have the time outside of the show, and and we had to do the promotion, fly to New York and do all the press and stuff like that. It was just really, it was too time consuming.
Well, and as we see, because this is where Brendan works,
Yes.
so it does take a lot of time and dedication, like any job does.
Yeah.
And having that be not your only passion or your only interest, it's definitely not something that you can kind of half dedicate yourself to.
Yeah, exactly.
And good for you for saying, you know what, I have other things that I want to focus on, and I'm not going to take on this client and not do the job.
Yeah, not do a great job, because I'm such a perfectionist. I wouldn't want to put something out there, give someone a service that was not 100%.
Right.
But I'm still going to have it. I think that's something that I'll probably do off and on my whole life. But for right now, it's
not the focus.
Yeah, not the focus.
And so what got you into real estate?
Well, what got me into real estate was, my dad does a lot of real estate, and I actually helped sell a house to Mauricio and with the agency, and then they told me, Dorothy, you're good at this. Like, you should get your license and get certified, and you can work for us and be an agent and all this stuff. Because I was just kind of suggesting clients. I would show up and just kind of help and stuff. And then you should really look into this. And I thought, and of course, the second I think I got my license, the same month that we started filming. So it was kind of like bad timing.
Right.
I would try to go to the office. We have a lot of like Brendan, they're like, are you coming in? Do you work here? What's going on?
So with the show and, fingers crossed, third season on the horizon, what other things are you kind of wanting to do in the future? Because I'm sure doing the show has opened up so many doors.
The thing with me, I want to do everything. I'm doing I think the necklaces now, they're something that I'm focusing on, but at the same time, I think that in the future, I do want to do a bunch of different products, things that are relevant in my life. I have a lot of interest, and a lot of them haven't really been featured on the show so much. Like, I love to cook and bake, and so, one day maybe I'd love to do a cookbook and maybe design an apron line to go along with that. Like, I love really luxurious robes, so maybe I'll do a Fabulux robe line, and just do T-shirts and everything that makes sense for me. And I do love being on television, and I do love even like chit-chatting and maybe one day doing a carpet or hosting or something. I just think that right now I'm really focused on the necklaces and getting my website and getting all that squared away and getting it done. And then maybe after that, then, I'll start thinking about the next thing that I want to do.
Love it. I'm just so excited for these to come out.
Yeah, no, but you get to have one first now. So you
Stop
can
it.
pick, you can pick which one you feel like fits you most.
Well, I feel like I have to do this one mostly just because I'm going to
Fabulous.
put it on right now.
Okay, yeah, that one is the rose gold
start
one. I
representing.
love the rose gold. It really hits
This
off
is
the
my
skin
first
really
rose
well.
gold jewelry.
Really?
Yes.
I love
I'm
the
mostly
rose gold.
just yellow gold.
But rose gold is it's like a little bit more. I love rose gold, obviously, but on
Yes.
some days when you want it, it's just like a little peachy tone. It's really pretty, and it hits off the skin really nicely.
I'm like getting my hair in the way. I thought this was going to be easy
Do you
and
want me to
graceful. I might have just gotten it. No?
Oh no! Oh wait,
You
your
get.
hair. I think you got it in your hair. Let's see. Ooh, I don't want to grope you. Long hair problems.
Yes. So I know you went to USC because that's where you met Johnny
Roxy.
and Roxy as well,
Well,
right?
Johnny didn't go to USC, but I met Johnny while
While
I was
you
at
were
USC.
there,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. And then I was friends with Roxy at USC.
And so I know you went to SMU 1st. And
sorry.
you're totally
there we
fine.
go.
There we go.
Just
We're in business.
pull it out. Perfect.
All right. Being Fabulous is really hard,
Oh my
Dorothy.
God,
How do you
I
make
know.
it
I'm
look
exhausted.
so easy?
Now you know.
Yes.
Oh my God, it looks so
This is
good.
not- yes, there we
See, it
go.
looks really good layered too. You can wear short
Yes.
pieces and long pieces.
This is not coming off because I won't
Keep
be
it
able to
on.
put
Wait,
it back.
now it's sampled a little bit. Sorry, see the
She is a
perfectionist.
perfectionist.
There we go.
Perfect. Thank you.
So yeah, I was at USC, and actually one of my really good friends from USC knew Johnny from home, and at that time Johnny was going to LMU, and we met, and I became friends. So Johnny, I think I met actually first out of everyone, and we were really good friends, and then I met Roxy at USC also. Roxy's sister and I actually ended up being roommates, and we would all hang out. And I introduced them together, introduced them to each other. And then Roxy always talked about her friend Morgan that was living in New York at the time. I'm like, what? And then the friend Morgan came in. I remember I was like, oh my God, like that's a lot. That's a lot of personality, you know.
Yes.
And then from there, you know, we've all known each other since we're 19 years old, or even younger, 18. And so since then, we have a very long history with each other. And that's why when we fight, sometimes it gets so overly blown, because like from the surface, it might seem like, why are they fighting over this? It's so small. But like, we probably had the same fight 3 years ago, and there's other baggage that comes along with everything.
Well, and you guys are so close, and that's very clear on the show.
Yeah.
And so it is almost like fighting like siblings. Like there's just this deeper love between you as a group of friends.
And sometimes that makes fighting even harder and a little bit more dramatic. But at the same time, I always say we fight hard, we party hard, but we love hard too. And, you know, we really do love each other at the end of the day.
And so you went to SMU before.
Oh, yeah. So
One of the fans actually wanted to know why you decided to transfer back to California.
Okay, so I decided to go to SMU because I wanted to kind of get out of LA. I didn't want to, you know, just go to USC and not, you know, it was the whole, like, I need to get away from my parents, you know what I mean?
Freedom.
That whole thing.
Everybody has to have that at some point, whether it's college or not.
Exactly, and I went to SMU and I loved it for 4 months. So fun. There was so much to do. It was so fun. It was a whole different world for me. It was much more southern than over here, obviously. So it was like very interesting, very fun. And then I don't know, like at the 4-month mark, it just hit, and I was kind of like, I don't know. It just was a little bit.
It wasn't home.
It wasn't home, and I feel like people were. It's more diverse here than there. Obviously, and I think that. Like, I was just like, oh my God, another crawfish boil, chili cook-off, you know, like it was just different. I think it was fun to live a different life for that long, but then at the end of the day, it wasn't really me. And yeah, but I think SMU is a great school. It's a beautiful campus. That's why my parents were okay with me going there, because it's a beautiful campus. It's very safe. And like when we visited, like, you know, everyone was having a good time. Everyone was really fun. Yeah. I just think that, you know, maybe, I don't know, I think in LA, it's there's a little bit more pulse and a little bit more, you know, people are, you kind of meet people from all different walks of life, you know.
Yeah, and being here, because there's very few of us like you that are from here. You're kind of the exception to that, where everybody else comes and we're kind of just this melting pot is a word used a lot here, that you do meet all those different people, whereas I can't, I mean, I have never been to SMU. I have a cousin that's there, so go Mustangs.
Go Mustangs.
But you have to do what's right for you. And just when you were talking about that, it made me think of LC, who did her little stunt in San Francisco before ending up in LA, oddly enough.
I feel like a lot of times, a lot of people that go away from school always come back to LA.
Yeah,
there's really nowhere like it.
Roxy Moore. I mean, everybody left and has come back.
Yeah, well, Roxy went to USC, but we were the funniest at USC because, like, we didn't really, I guess, really have a really college-y experience. Like, we would go to class, and we had apartments downtown, but then we literally, after class, we'd, like, go to Jones on 3rd and then go to Neiman's and, like, literally run back to the city anytime. And, yeah, we would go to frat parties, like, once in a while, and we'd be like, oh, yeah, we should wear our old Balenciaga bags. You know what I mean? It was, like, for us to go to a frat party, it was like, oh, my God, yeah, let's be fratty tonight. It was, like, a very second nature thing for us. But it was fun.
Very funny. So what was the thing that you studied in school?
I was a communication major and a business minor.
Well, very appropriate for what you're doing. You're mixing the two with the social media tags. I love that. And so you kind of mentioned wanting to do maybe hosting or something like that down the road.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that have been on TV have kind of transitioned into that. And so would you ever want to do anything along the lines of like a book or, you know, kind of things that go along with
I think I want to be like an overall personality, and whatever I think makes sense for me at the time is what I want to do. Maybe I'm going to do a cookbook, like I said, or maybe a guidebook, maybe the Fabulous Rules, you know, inside Beverly Hills, something like that, or, you know, red carpet hosting, or maybe, you know, go around the country, go around the world and showcase different restaurants and different vacation spots and hotels. Like, I have a lot of different interests, so I think that maybe the best way to put it is like just a overall person. I'm going to be a personality, and then under that umbrella, I can do whatever that fits under that.
Good. That's a good answer. Well, I mean, I think you have that personality. I definitely think that.
Thank you.
That seeing you on the show and, you know, sitting with you now, like, you're very real. You're that same person. And it's been so fun to meet with all of you because, like you said, I mean, the name Rich Kids, it kind of gives people maybe this initial
It was set up for everyone to hate us,
Yeah,
basically.
I mean, it kind of was to give everybody a strong opinion right off the bat of, like, who these kids are.
Yeah.
And then as, you know, the show unfolds, there's things, of course, that play against your favor as far as, like, oh, well, they're spending $20,000 for a boat for a day or, you know, whatever it is. But then, you know, we kind of see these things unravel, you know, with Brendan in Wyoming being this, like, secret haven for him, and, you know, Morgan's brother, and all of these different things for each of you, and, like, you taking all of them to your homeland and to go visit and just kind of show them, you know, this is like
my culture.
where I come from, my culture, like, this is a huge part of who I am, and getting to watch each of you in each other's worlds, you know, and how you fair in those like different cultures and kind of ideals, because I don't have friends, I feel like, that are that different, where we could go overseas together and then also camping.
We're a very eclectic group of people. Like, when you put us in a room, basically, usually the entire restaurant is shushing us because we're like the loud ones, and we think everyone wants to hear what we're saying, and we're so over the top. But I think that, like you said, when people, we get so many tweets, and these are actually our favorite tweets, where they say, I thought that I was going to hate you, but I love the show. You guys are so real. Yes, you're rich, and maybe you'll go out and buy something ridiculous, but you, at the end of the day, you're real, and I feel like you guys are like just like my best friends.
Yeah, and I think that is a part of just because of who you are, and I think that shows a lot about how you were raised.
Yeah.
I mean, which some people will probably roll their eyes at that and just say, well, they can still go out and buy a Birkin, or they can still go out and buy, you know, a brand new car, or whatever the thing of the day is, or, you know, the month is that you're buying. But at the end of the day, you still have real friends.
Yeah,
you know?
And also at the end of the day, we're all nice people. That's the thing. Like, in the beginning, before the show came out, like, my parents were kind of like, my dad would be like, Dorothy, did you see what they wrote about you guys in the show? Like, I don't get it, because my dad would be like, obviously, you know, you guys are good kids, and that's why we are giving you these gifts and giving you these opportunities. You know, obviously, you know, we've never, like, been to jail. We've all gone to college. Like, you know, we don't, like, cheat or lie, or you know what I mean, stuff like that. And so like when people get so upset just because yes, our parents were rich and gave us this lifestyle, we would just be, I was so personally just so confused because I've never had that reaction before. Like when we went on the Bethany show, they hated us and they were so mean to us. And I literally looked at the audience. I was like, you hate us just because our parents have money? Like we haven't done anything wrong. Like we're nice people. Like they didn't, you know, it was just kind of, I guess there is a stigma, and that's the thing that once people start watching the show more, they get to realize that they see a bigger picture of all of us.
And do you think that then coming from season 1 into season 2 that you've had a much more positive kind of bigger fan base reaction because they have had that much more insight onto who you really are and, you know, what your lives are actually like?
I think for season 2, definitely it showed different sides of all of us. Season 1, it was kind of an intro, you know, it's 22 minutes. There's so many different people. Like, you don't really get the full grasp of people. And I think that as the show goes on, you get to see all these different sides of us. And you get to kind of peel away the layers and just see, oh, she you know, like you said, like, I would go pitch a tent. You know, I would like to go camping. Probably season 1, you wouldn't understand that about me.
Right.
Yeah.
If you tweeted that picture or something, people would be like, she's not really doing that. There's
People
no way.
still think, though, I need to cook on the show, I think, because every time I do an Instagram of me cooking, everyone's like, nuh-uh, like, your chef made that. And like,
do you have a chef?
no, well, I have someone that will, sometimes it cooks at my family house for us, but at my apartment, I like cook for myself. Yeah, I like cooking. I think it's fun.
Yeah. And so with kind of going into hope, you know, fingers crossed again. Well, let's not get into a third season yet. Let's talk about the finale.
Okay.
So what can you tell me?
I actually haven't seen it yet.
You haven't? Okay.
But I mean, I kind of like know what's going on in our lives, obviously at that
point.
time. And so as I said, you get to see my necklaces. You get to the reveal. I guess I kind of like, spoiler alert here, we already did it, but you get to see the necklaces. You know, Brendan and Morgan, they're, you know, going through kind of a situation that happened last year again, but like, you know, it's a second time around. Are they going to move in? Are they not? And it's kind of at a more serious point in their relationship where it's like, you know?
Right, there's been more time, so Susan might be a little more
hopefully. And like,
supportive.
and if she's not, then like, I don't know. At the same time, it's like they've invested another year in their relationship. Are they not going to continue or all that? And so, yeah, and I think that Johnny is going through a lot of stuff, and you get to see, like, he kind of revealed a little bit of that last episode. You get to see more about it this episode. And EJ makes a big announcement. I don't think I'm supposed to say, but, like, he made a very big life-changing announcement.
In the finale
episode.
I can't wait to hear what that is.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We're really happy for him.
How was it having EJ be full-time, like, not across the country now?
I love EJ. I've always loved EJ. And, like, like you said, we used to only see him when we were in New York or he was in LA. But now, like, we see him all the time. I was just in New York with him, actually, a few weeks ago for Fashion Week. And he's just a lot of fun. And, like, he's, like, one of the, both of us are obsessed with contour.
Yes, I love all the time.
We're, like, contour Cindy's. Like, he makes fun of us. Like, and he jokes that, like, because he's a little bit younger than us. So, like, he is always down to go out, you know? And, like, his joke with me is that, like, I'm the most boring person unless I have my hair and makeup on. It can be a Monday, 5 o'clock, and if I have hair and makeup done, I'll be like, EJ, want to go out? Want to do something? You know, but, like, Saturday night, I'll be like, no, like, I'm just going to do a movie. Like, I don't have my glam.
So you're saying after this, you're looking for something to do.
No, we have a full night. Like, I literally approach people on days where I have hair and makeup scheduled. I'm like, okay, so Tuesday night, like, what should we do? It's hilarious. All of us are the same way. Just, it's like, I don't know, because also hair and makeup is very expensive, and like you don't want to just literally. Rox and I were talking the other day. It's like every wipe off is like $100. Oh, yeah. It's like, and we want to cry sometimes, so we really stretch it out.
Like, I can't sleep in this.
Yeah, see.
So we have to go do something.
Yeah, and I think the people are kind of surprised about that too with us. It's like, obviously we do spend money, but for things that are so, like, I guess disposable, like we are like everyone else, like, oh my God, we had to spend $200 on hair makeup today, you know?
So you kind of talk about, you know, if you don't have the hair and makeup and you're not getting yourself all glam, doing it yourself or otherwise, you know, you're more inclined to just stay in or kind of take a more mellow night. So what is kind of a typical day in the life of you?
Typical day. Well, are we doing a regular day?
Well, let's do one of each. So just a regular day.
A regular day, I usually wake up at around 9. I like to spin. I like to do the 10:30 spin class because it's like, we talked about this earlier. It's like the best time. And then I go to a spin class, and then I try to not eat lunch, a full lunch.
Okay.
I feel like it's like I like eat a light lunch, you know.
Course.
I'm more of a dinner person. And I usually have a lot of different meetings and appointments. I'm always busy, meeting with different people and, for different projects and stuff like that. And then working on my website too, working on going downtown to work on my necklaces. It's always like running around, I just keep myself busy. Even if maybe that day I'm kind of off, I don't have anything, then I will just literally shop the whole day. I usually leave my house and then not come back until the afternoon or dinner time.
Right.
I'm just out running errands and going to the grocery store, doing whatever. And then at night, I on a chill day, I like to watch movies. I love going to the movie theater and just having dinner with friends or just making dinner at my house and having them over.
So you cook for your friends?
Yes.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
What I like to do and what Johnny loves that I do too is that I'll be like, Johnny, name the fattiest dish that you want. And he's like, chicken parmesan. I'll figure out a way to make it healthy. So I'll bread it in almond flour, maybe bake it and not fry it and just kind of do certain things, use non-dairy cheese. You know what I mean? I think it's that to me is interesting. It's fun and it's a little bit of a challenge.
You make a game out of it.
Yeah.
It sounds like. How can I make this dish?
Exactly.
Healthier, trim the fat,
Yeah,
literally.
exactly.
In the meal. Okay, so now a glam day.
Well, a glam day, like today, I woke up, I had hair and makeup waiting for me. I did, a few interviews in hair and makeup chairs, and I say this is the best time to do interviews because I'm there. I was also previewing my website and all this stuff. I'm actually organizing my friends' going away party tonight too in the midst of all of this and doing the cake and all that stuff. And we went and we actually here's a very unglamorous part. I took an Uber and there was no air conditioning in the Uber.
Oh, no.
And I literally thought I was gonna die. I was like, sir, you cannot be driving an Uber in 90-degree weather with no air conditioning. Someone's gonna pass out or throw up in the back seat of your car. I was like when I got there, I was like, I need water. Yes. So yeah, it's not all glamorous. Yeah, and then after this, and then obviously we came here.
Yes.
I'm talking to you
Thank
and
you.
AfterBuzz TV. And after this, I'm going back home and I'm changing and I'm going to, I'm meeting with everyone, the whole rest of the cast, and we're going to it's the opening game of the opening night of the horse show. What is this horse show called? The Longest Champ.
One of my friends is
The
going to that.
Masters.
Yes, the Masters.
The
Longest
Masters.
something.
Longest.
I don't know. Her hashtag was way too long for me
Is it how you
to
say
pick all
it,
the words.
longest? Because I didn't know if that was how you say it. The longest, whatever.
I don't know.
We're all going to that, and then after that, I'm meeting my friend at their going away party, and then probably going out after.
And just making it last.
Just making it last, and then I'll look at myself in the mirror too, and be like, "Okay, bye."
50, 100.
I know, it's so
200.
bad.
But see, that's a side of you that I love to see because it's not something that you would really expect from, somebody that people might look at on the outside that just has everything.
Yeah, and I think you can see on the show too. I don't really glam all day. We're very natural. When we go to a nice dinner or a party. Yeah, I'm gonna be dressed up, but I'm not the girl that's going to be running around in heels on rodeo running errands in the daytime. In the daytime, I wear no makeup and sunglasses and flats. And flats. Who has time to be teetering around in heels when you have things to do,
I think only Sofia Vergara.
Yeah. Or
she just loves the full face.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So fingers crossed, like I said, for the third season, so we can have you. I want you all to come in.
Yeah. Oh my God. We'll all just be very cozy.
Yes, and go on her website after the finale. So sad. On Sunday night. And buy one of her necklaces. You said $28?
Yeah, $28.
They'll all be on there. So get one while they are on there.
While they're
I'm
available.
Sure they're going to sell out.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
All right. I am your host, Courtney Henderson. Thank you so much for joining me on another Spotlight On.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.